Well, top of the morning, Monday, May 2nd. And I've got some ideas to share with you guys today. So we'll see what you think. Let me see here. How do I make it? I can put, because I don't like to be in the box by myself. Let's see. Add spotlight. Okay. All right. So Susan doesn't know this, I think, because you haven't been to here, but when we host these meetings or this discussion, essential emotions, it's about holding space for each other. And when we communicate here, if you can, or just practice so that you can take it back into your daily life, when you share, think about, do you want feedback? Like, are you looking for like outside support or a solution? Or would you like us to just listen? And what this does is when you go to communicate with somebody else, you'll start to recognize, oh, I should have said, I just wanted them to listen. Or you could ask the person, would you like feedback, or do you want me to just listen? And what that does is it creates a safe space. And it also helps you as the listener to just listen. You don't have to be thinking of like, oh, well, how could I help this person? Because it tends to, most of us, we are caretakers and servants of humanity, and we want to fix everything. And it's not our responsibility most of the time. And to maintain healthy relationships and trust, what this does is, it's just going to allow you to be happier and release yourself from this responsibility that was never yours, So that's kind of what I want to create in this space. And then learning holistic coping skills, essential oils, of course, breathing techniques, nonviolent communication, and just general awareness of how to be the real you without expectations. And we all have very strange layers of expectations of ourselves and of our relationships based on how we were raised and Disney and all these things. So what I wanted to present to you guys starting today, I tend to procrastinate. I'm quite the procrastinator, and lots of reasons for me to not do things that I'm supposed to do, fear of failure, things like that. Why shouldn't I do the work I'm supposed to do? It's because I don't want to fail, so I just don't do it. So I decided, because we always do these Monday recordings anyway, that wouldn't it be a great idea to start the 12 steps here in this recording, and then it'll take 12 weeks, and we will have the recordings for my dream, which is having these 12 steps recorded with the coping skills and the essential oils that go with each step. So I started in the 12-step program with Alcoholics Anonymous, and then I found Codependence Anonymous, and Adult Children of Alcoholics. And I see the value of each program. And most recently, I've started training in the 12 steps of yoga. So it's like they figured out that yoga, the philosophy, and the 12 steps, they're one and the same, like the philosophies of life. And it's just so interesting how it marries together. So I'm interested in step one, what that is in Alcoholics Anonymous, and then how it's over 300 different fellowships now. It went on to Narcotics Anonymous, Al-Anon, Adult Children of Alcoholics, Codependence Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, Debtors and Spenders Anonymous, Gamblers Anonymous, Chronic Pain Anonymous. well, there's probably, I can't even think of all the amazing ones that there are, but there's a space for everybody. And everybody has something that they could say, okay, I'm ready to surrender and let this go, you know? So I'm going to present this to you guys. So the step one is we admitted we were powerless and that our lives had become unmanageable. So step one is basically saying, look, I've got to change something. Like my life has become unmanageable and I'm not equipped to do this on my own. So we are taught that you should do everything by yourself and that you shouldn't bother other people with your problems. And you don't want to make other people feel bad and you don't want to make them feel burdened. But in a community like the 12-step programs, they bring you into the bosom and they say, we will love you until you can love yourself. And it becomes a safe space to be okay with not being okay. Like, I'm not okay. And they're like, we're not okay either. That's okay. So for myself, I am powerless over alcohol and my life had become unmanageable. I am also powerless over other people. And my life had become unmanageable. There's something that somebody wrote on Facebook that I read, and oh, shoot, I wish I could find it. I wish I'd saved it, but it showed the difference between healthy intimacy and codependency, and it gave many, many examples. And he'd say, you know, a codependent is not happy unless everyone else is happy too. A codependent wants to control and fix other people's problems. The list goes on. So I just wonder what it is in your life that you're like, that is the thing. And I think I'm going to say, I'm done with it. And you don't have to say it on here. You can just think about it. It might be emotional eating. It might be controlling the relationships in your life. It might just be like for me, I can say it for many things and it doesn't have to be finite and every, you know, that's it. Like I struggle with chronic pain because I am an empath and I pick up everybody else's feelings. And what has helped me with that is taking responsibility for my own feelings. So if somebody else is stressed out and I'm feeling stressed out because they're stressed out, that will throw me into a pity party like no other. So I have to say their feelings are their feelings and my feelings are my feelings, and I take responsibility for mine, and it helps me kind of like slam a wall in between me and another person. And then I start looking for my tools. What do I need to do? Okay, so I need my essential oils. I need water. I need to take a shower. I need to get in the bath. I need to get in the jacuzzi. I need to pray. And I also need to feel connected. So I get on a meeting. So those are kind of some of the things I'd like to talk about. And I will open it up for you guys to share. So I'd love to hear your thoughts, your feelings. And remember, would you like feedback or would you like us just to listen?
You want me to start?
Oh, sure.
I'm always open to feedback. Well, usually always. I love this. Thanks for doing this, Kim, because I love this. I've been wanting to do this, and you hit the nail on the head when you said a codependent is someone who isn't happy unless everyone else is happy. That's huge. And I've been exploring it with my therapist too, the whole idea of everything needs to be wonderful and sweet and happy and lollipops and rainbows, or else I feel not happy. So, but I think, like you said, it's not a finite thing. it's a, yeah, I could name all those things you named, not all of them, but you know. What are we, but I'm really excited that you're doing this. So what, you know, what happened with me is that I'm going to a family reunion in 4 weeks. And as I was talking to my coach slash therapist, she said, stop going, don't go with an agenda. Because that's what I do when I get around my kids and grandkids. I always want to make sure everybody's having a great time. But then I'm not my true self. And so just showing up and be light and love. And that's all is needed. So that's probably it. That's what I'm going into is 4 weeks. In 4 weeks, I'll be there. And then I'm yeah, like showing up without an agenda is what I'm working on.
Good one, Jeannie.
Thank you.
So I'm gonna create a worksheet for us. So we'll be doing step 1. So let me put
Yeah. Zoom user. I think it's Carolina.
Okay, we got it.
And can I ask you first really fast too, that thing that you got off of Facebook, can we get that?
Oh yeah, I'll share it to you.
I would like that.
Yeah. You know what I'll
Okay.
do is I'll share it to you. And then, because after this, Crystal writes the notes, which is amazing. And then it becomes like a permanent recording on my website with the description. So I can also share you guys the link where it shows all the episodes that we've done so far.
Good.
Yeah, it takes a team.
And I also just put participant, not anyone's name, just so you know.
Yeah, it's nameless. Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll make the step 1 worksheet, and I have many step workbooks, which I'm sure you guys have collected them too, if you've been on here. I started with the Woman's Way, and that one is geared toward women in Alcoholics Anonymous. And then I got Codependence Anonymous workbook, it's green. And then I got a Adult Children of Alcoholics yellow one. And I love all of them, but they don't talk about the emotions of each one, and they don't talk about holistic coping skills. So I find myself like piecing them together and going, I like this part, and I like this part, and I like this part, and I don't like this part. So this is part of me committing to this process for our community, is creating the safe space for one, doing the steps. And that does not mean that I'm going to be doing the steps with you. You're going to be doing the steps on your own, and you can choose to have a accountability partner, or you can look for a sponsor. I'm just creating this space where we can kind of discuss, and you can use the worksheets. There's still other work you need to do, but it will be here for you to review this recording and learn. So on the worksheet, so I'm going to ask for feedback on this because I'm still creating it. I'm going to put this step. I'm going to have a couple of important questions that go with this step. And then I'm going to put the emotions that I know go along with it and some holistic coping skills. What else do you think it should have? Or are you, like, in your mind, you're like, oh, this would be good to put on it? So I'm open for feedback, please.
Will you name the list again? What you're putting on there?
I'm going to put the step, so it'll have a space. We admitted we were powerless over space, and that our lives had become unmanageable. And then there'll be a couple of questions. I haven't figured out which ones yet. There's usually pages and pages of questions that go along with each step, but I want to keep this very simple to begin with, just so I don't overwhelm myself, for one. And I'm going to list the emotions and what essential oils will support releasing them. Because I felt as I was going through the steps the first time, that's what was missing.
Yeah. Really good.
I think maybe having like an area for journaling, like through the week, because it's between weeks.
That is true. Okay. So when people go through in Alcoholics Anonymous, they always suggest that you have a sponsor, but in Codependence Anonymous and ACA and some of the other fellowships, people don't have sponsors. They really just have accountability partners. But this is the thing I will caution you to. I've been a part of step groups and I've had somewhat of an accountability. People in recovery tend to have the same problems, which means they might try some of their old tricks while they're learning how to be healthy. So you need to, if you're going to have a step group or a partner, just kind of become aware that you have some things that you do to gain approval and they have things they do to gain approval, and to recognize when they happen. And if there is kind of a spiraling out, to understand when that connection might not be healthy for you. So I've had a couple of those and they had to get snipped.
Did you, when you do accountability or a sponsor, whatever, do you do things on like Marco Polo or audio or just texting or what?
There was some texting. So the first step group I was in, there was about 5 women in a text thread, and it became where 3 of us were basically freaking out because there was 2 gals on there that had very dramatic things they were texting. And so I was basically like glued to my phone going like, what's going to happen to them? Well, what can I do? How can I fix it? And I was like, oh my God, this is so unhealthy. So I had to step away from it, and the other gals actually stepped away from it. So it might be, like I've had people in some groups that say, oh, can I have your phone number? And say, no. I'm so sorry, but no.
Yeah, I think I Marco Polo my coach every single day while we're doing sessions. And I'll go for an hour on there if I need to. But that makes her work and she's really earning her money. I'm not available to do that for everybody right now, for anybody else right now.
Those are healthy boundaries, Jeannie. I really can't handle that kind of communication. Like if someone were texting me for an hour, I think I would have like my resentment would be like going like this.
Right.
But our personalities are very different, Jeannie. Like some people like that were, like people born in December, they're like, I'm going to send a whole list, Crystal, sorry. I'm going to write this very long email. And I reply, okay. But I'm a Pisces and I'm like, don't do that. It just depends, find people that work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of sounds like your coach is like you're already your accountability person, right?
Well, yes, that is, only while she's working with me, but yes, you're right. She's my coach. Yeah, that's it.
It's exciting. So for me, this round for the 12 steps, I am powerless over my pain. I really connected with the pain, what's it called? Chronic Pain Anonymous. So it's CPA. I've only ever seen one meeting that happens on intherooms.com. There is a Chronic Pain Anonymous website, and there's probably that you could find other meetings on there if you were interested. When I was in the shower the other day, this is on Saturday, because I know that my emotions go to my weakest point in my body, which is my neck and my jaw. So I just was praying and asking God, because I get messages best in water. So the shower is a real good place for me to talk to God and pray. So I said, what is it that's causing this pain? And I got failure, deep fear of failure my whole life. I was raised that you will succeed and you will do your best and you will appear perfect. And I was like, oh my God, I just started bawling. That's what it is. Just this deep fear of failure. And it's where my procrastination comes from because I don't want to fail. So as soon as I admitted that to myself, I was like, wow, okay, I need to deal with this. And I noticed my pain level went down, having admitted that out loud. And I went on my Essential Emotions app on my phone. Where's my book? I need to get you that book, Crystal. So it's the Essential Emotions book. You can also put the app on your phone. And I looked it up and it said, I took a picture of it. I'll read it to you.
Which emotion was it? Because I just
looked
had
up
that same
failing.
experience. What did you say?
I looked up failing.
Oh, failing.
So I had to look in the glossary in the back, no, actually I looked on my phone on the app here.
Yeah. Okay.
So it says failing, falling short of expectations or not feeling good enough. The supporting oils are bergamot, Roman chamomile, cumin, and green mandarin. So my body, after I read that list, because there's always a long list. So make sure when you look at it, it doesn't mean use all those oils. It means look at the list and which one popped out to your brain. Like that's kind of like your intuition saying that one. My body said green mandarin. So I was like, ooh, green mandarin.
Where do you put the bergamot? Because the other day I had put bergamot and you'll never believe where I put it. I put it under my armpits. So I'm wondering where it goes.
It could go there. It goes, that's a good spot. It goes to your lymph and then it goes straight to your brain. But just be careful using it. If you're really sweaty or hot, it might burn. Like make sure your skin is cold.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I was like, I don't know. I was just drawn to it, and now that you say that, it's no wonder that I was drawn to it. So thanks.
You're welcome. My pleasure. So for this processing of failure, this is what it says. The look deeper question: what does success look like? Would it serve to change my definition of success? Yes. Declare, that means what do you say out loud? I now reject belittling my thoughts about myself. I now accept success. And visualization, imagine drawing every needful thing toward yourself, all things being provided abundantly. Imagine harmonizing with your higher purpose. And then I also took a picture of green mandarin and what it says for that. The oil of pure potential. Green mandarin, the unripe fruit of the mandarin tree, shares similar characteristics with its ripe counterpart. It is an excellent tonic to aid individuals in returning to childlike delight and simplicity. This oil reminds individuals that they have direct access to pure potential and boundless opportunities. It encourages all to experience joy in the journey and to never stop becoming. It reassures that fear is temporary and abundant possibilities await those who dare to dream. The emotions it addresses are limiting beliefs, trapped, fearful, doubtful, hopeful, fearless, innocent, and childlike. So I'm going to choose to drink it in my water. I have quite a bubbly water addiction, so I actually have, I got a bubble machine. I think it's called a Soda Stream. So I can make my own deliciously flavored essential oil drinks. So I'm going to put green mandarin, I'll put lemon, I'll probably put bergamot, all the things. So, yeah, but that's how you would use when you're feeling a feeling. So during step one, when I said that out loud to you guys, so think about this, you admitted you were powerless and your life had become unmanageable. When you think about what the thing that you're like, oh yeah, I probably should think about that. What's the feeling that comes up? And then you would go into your app or your book, and that is going to become part of your coping skill. So I teach people in this, and when I'm sharing, with other people that I meet in person, that you would find the oil that matches the emotion that you'd like to release from your body, from your psyche. I'm going to take a drop of my bergamot here. So now I'm like, I'm going to release this failure, this fear of failure, this, what do they call that? The great pretender, whatever the thing I thought in my body that I don't need. I'm going to breathe this in. 4 deep breaths. Another way you can do it, because emotion gets trapped in your hips. You can breathe it in as you're standing and you can kind of circle your hips. And that feels great. So that is a tool that you guys can use as you're moving through your step work. If you
It's
choose to.
interesting that you say that it gets trapped in your hips, because so many people, especially women, suffer from sciatica. And so I'm wondering if that is, because moms are always worried about failure. And they say that like sciatica pain also comes from if you got an epidural or whatever. So it's interesting that you say that, because I do suffer from the hips and all the way down to my right leg. And failure is a big issue of mine. Fear of failure and procrastination is something that we're covering in school right now. And I'm just becoming aware of why I'm such a big procrastinator. So it's quite interesting how it all is linked together. So just a little
Do you want me to look up hips and see what it says? Or
Yeah,
sciatica?
that would be great.
See. So on the app, it shows you the emotion, the oil, or the body part. So I'm going to click on body. And then I go to, let's H. Hips. Hips, it says momentum in moving forward, feeling safe and supported, hope in the future. Emotions. So listen to this list of emotions, okay? And tell me which one popped up. Despairing, indecisive, stuck, traumatized, bitter.
All of the above.
Which one do you want me to look up?
Seriously. Probably right now, bitterness, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
or yeah. Well,
Well, you
I
said
don't
it
know,
out
but
loud, so I
also-
think your subconscious was like that one.
I think so.
Okay.
Is it
emotions.
indecisiveness is big too? Okay, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Let's see. BI, bitter. Bitter, it says pain or severe distaste from a hurtful experience may indicate holding hurt. That's a definition I hadn't thought of. Pain or severe distaste from a hurtful experience. Huh. That's not the definition of bitter that I was thinking in my head. Like, I think I feel bitter. Damn. Okay, so supporting oils are thyme, forgive, and neroli. Which one of those popped up for you?
I don't know, time, I think.
Thyme?
Yeah, that was the one was the loudest, but forgive too. So I don't know.
Well, okay, on the questions, the processing support is the look deeper question. Who or what has caused me pain? What will it take for me to finally let go of this hurt? Wow. I'm really glad you made me go through this where I offered to go through this with you, because it's literally what I feel too. Declare, I now forgive and let go. I now receive healing and light. Wow. Visualize, imagine removing the bitterness from your mouth. See clean water wash over your head and body, releasing the old and making way for the new. God, this answers a prayer. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go to the oil. Time, you think, or forgive?
I don't know. Let's do time.
Time?
Yeah.
I'll read both. Why not? Time, the oil of releasing and forgiving. Time is one of the most powerful cleansers of the emotional body and assists in addressing trapped feelings which have been buried for a long time. It reaches deep within the body and soul, searching for unresolved negativity. Time brings to the surface old, stagnant feelings. It's particularly helpful in treating the toxic emotions of hate, rage, anger, and resentment, which cause the heart to close. Time transforms hate and anger into love and forgiveness. Wow. I didn't know that about time. I just ate it with Gouda or what cheese? The goat cheese. It's thyme and goat cheese, isn't it? That's that little toast thing, Crystal.
I need to get out some time for myself too.
I know, now I want to eat it. Tell Sean. Buy the crostini immediately.
Does forgive have time in it? Maybe is that why?
I don't know. But you know, a long time ago, Jeannie had been telling me about using time or forgive roller for pain on the shoulders. I remember when we used to do those big classes at the hotel. I'm going to take a picture of this. Okay, let me go to forgive. Let's see. This app is very handy, by the way. Okay. Okay, forgive. Oil of forgiving. This blend was formulated to assist individuals who desire to forgive. It is well understood that forgiving others actually sets one free. This blend is especially helpful when individuals feel cynical or begin to expect the worst from other people. Mistakes and offenses will happen, but should be met with forgiveness and kindness. Forgive challenges individuals to let go of bitterness and hostilities and to embrace other people as an extension of themselves as part of the human family. It has spruce, bergamot, juniper berry, myrrh, arbor vitae, nootka tree, thyme, and citronella. So yes, the answer to your question is yes. I didn't know it had those things in it.
Yeah, because they were both sticking out, but time is like maybe it's just more straight, you know, more where with the forgive it's with the other things, which is probably just as good too. But I mean, if you're trying to pinpoint something, I think, you know.
Yeah. I'm looking at this list of ingredients and it's inspiring me to make a blend. So I'm going to make a blend today. My body is drawn to bergamot, thyme, juniper berry, and green mandarin. So I'm going to make myself a little something, see how that chemically changes my brain so that I can release this bitterness from my body. And then I will eat the fruit of the goat cheese and the sage on the crostini.
But maybe because we're talking about hips, like you could use the roller ball and put it on your hips.
True.
Right.
Mhm. I would probably put it on the base of my spine because the spine is where the nerve endings that go out. And that's like on the aroma touch technique, they put the oils on the spine to affect every system of the body. So that
You
would
know,
be,
that is where Laura Jacobs, I didn't hear all of what you were saying. I just heard you saying that I told you to put forgive on your shoulders, but it's because Laura Jacobs, who is, we know, the expert with using essential oils for emotions too. And she said, even if you have an oil that you think is just, you're using it emotionally, use it wherever the pain is. And that's what you have told us too, Kim, is you have said, where do you hold stress in your body? That's where we should probably put the oil, right? I mean, it's a good place to personalize it for us.
absolutely.
And the piriformis, because the piriformis, I noticed that when I work on people, sciatica, when I work on the piriformis, you know, like right underneath the glute and stuff like that, it's like it releases that there. So maybe if you rub it on the back of your hamstrings and there too, I don't know. That sounds weird, but
I don't think it's weird. Just be cautious. If you put thyme on your butt and then you get in a hot car, it's gonna burn. I myself have taken Deep Blue and put it all down my leg when I had sciatic pain, and then I got in a hot car and I was like, oh, oh, oh.
a hot seat.
Oh, the sweat, my pores were opening, and I was like, my butt is really burning. It's like hot, like icy hot Tiger Balm. So anyway, sorry. You know, I love shock value.
I think it's funny.
Yeah. So what do you guys, does anyone want to share on what they might delve into step one? Is it going to be from a codependent point of view? Is it going to be from another point of view?
I think I want to do the codependent because I was realizing, just like in church yesterday, like when I feel like things are off, like maybe somebody's not quite as energetic or something, I seem to like take that personally. Like, what did I do? Did I upset them? And I take that and I wear that all day, and it even gave me a stress headache yesterday, and it was terrible. So anyway, codependency is what I.
Can I give some feedback really fast? Do we have time, Kim?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, okay, I just want to tell you guys, you are hitting spot on what I'm learning. And the codependency I have too, which is what Carolina talked about too, is disappointing other people. And it is that fear of failure, fear of looking bad, right? All of that. And the disappointing other people which is why I have been sick for a long time. Part of it I recognize was by making myself sick, I had a legitimate excuse to tell people to go to HEW to fix her. You know what I mean? Like I've never done that, but I'm saying, but to say no, right? Like, and to have this space, but I don't have to be sick to have healthy boundaries. And so what my therapist said to me was, she said, if you feel like doing something and it feels like, heck yes, then do it. And if you don't, because once you make a decision, this is what I've noticed, once you make a decision of what you're going to be like, the universe will provide opportunities for you to practice. So as soon as I talked about strengthening my boundaries and being well and still being able to say no, I had so many people texting me and asking me if I wanted to do all these amazing things. And it was no, I didn't want to, even though it was like the right thing or the spiritual thing, or do you want to go to the temple? Do you want to go to a violin concert? Do you want to go to, and I was like, I didn't want to, but I didn't want to disappoint, but it was no, it wasn't heck yes. And so the coping mechanism that she helped me with was, you're not responsible for anyone else's emotions. I mean, there's the freedom right there, right? Like, I'm not responsible for their reaction. And of course, you know it here, but getting it down into your heart so strongly that you value your worth so much that you're willing to do whatever is right for you. So I'm dealing with all these things you guys are talking about. So it's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's me. Mm-hmm.
I know. Do you feel like every weekend you're presented with it's like we have to come out clean? I'm like, whoa, I ran the gauntlet again. I came out clean.
And I love that this class is on Monday, right after the Sabbath, because you take the sacrament, you kind of cleanse yourself then this class is in the beginning, kind of gears you up for the rest of the week. And, towards the end of the week, we need church again and the sacrament and the meeting. So I love that it's on Monday too. So just wanted to put that in there.
We love you. Thank you for being here.
Jeannie, when you said that your therapist said, like, if you didn't say heck yeah, it reminded me of have you ever heard of the magical tidying up book that Marie Kondo? It's like minimalism. Anyways, but she's like, if you don't love this, like it makes you feel so much joy, like you're holding a puppy to get rid of it or whatever. But it reminds me kind of extreme. Like, oh, if you're not like so enthusiastic about it, but kind of helps you to form like those boundaries. You know what I mean?
Yes. Perfect. Yeah, I've been doing that with my closet and purging. And I think that's the thing, is letting go, purging and letting go of the stuff that no longer serves us is really helping. So thank you for comparing that. That's a good idea.
My boundaries, I have a difficult time mainly is with my kids, you know, because I feel like, because now that I'm a single mom, I have to be like fun mom, and I have to be like yes mom. And just yesterday, last night, like I said, I wasn't feeling good, and then I kind of opened up both barrels on the boys, and it was like trying to fix it, and it just made it worse. It's like trying to, you know, just smearing it. I just ended up smearing everything, and it's horrible because I feel like a failure as a mom for talking to my kids the way I talk to them. And then I kind of figured out a little bit that it was, you know, I had to tell them, you know, I want to give you guys freedoms and be yes mom and stuff like that, but I feel taken advantage of. And then I go back to those behaviors, and it's just this vicious cycle because I blew up on them, and so now it's me, it's not them, and it's just horrible. So
Can I make a suggestion?
yes, please.
Do you have the book Codependency No More?
No, not yet.
It's by Melanie Beattie. Her last name is Beattie, I believe. And her book, it's really helpful, and it helps you release yourself, because basically what you're describing to me was like a PTSD. That's a cycle you just had. And, you know, when you repeat it, then you can feel like, oh, I did it again, you know, and you at least had the awareness that it wasn't right. You're like, what could I have done differently? You know, so treat it kind of like, don't let yourself go back into the Groundhog Day thing where you're like, you're going to do it again eventually, you know?
Yeah, because that's what I was like praying about. It's like, Heavenly Father, I just feel like I feel so worthless. Like I can't stop it. Like people would say, well, just stop it. Stop doing that. Stop yelling. Stop being, you know, acting on emotion. It's so difficult. I mean, I don't know how to explain it to people that I wish. And then I try to explain it to my kids, and then they're like, they're tired of hearing I'm sorry. They're tired of it. Then I tell them, well, if you guys would just kind of like be aware and be more considerate, then I wouldn't have these blow-ups. But I can't, like you say, we can't control other people. So it's just really, really hard, you know. And I do use the oils, and they will help for the time being, but it's like almost like there needs to be more. I don't know. So I was telling them, maybe I need anger management. So
Well, I think the steps would help a lot, because when you start looking at the patterns and characteristics of codependency, you're going to see yourself in those categories, and you'll be like, okay, so, and you'll be able to catch yourself sooner. And I think identifying where because somebody yelled at you, so that's where you learned how to yell to get your way. So you just have to, you're going to have to start looking back, and we'll do this, you know, we'll talk about it in the discussion, but I highly recommend looking into the meetings in the rooms. There's, it's called CODA, CODA, capital letters. You can go to their actual website, just type in Codependence Anonymous, and there's a whole list of meetings. I just go to the ones on intherooms.com. And you're going to find support there. And then also on Mondays, we're going to be going through the step discussions here with the worksheets. So, but everything you're saying, it's textbook. So feel secure in the fact that it's not weird, it's not new. It's something that a whole community is dealing with. So you're not alone.
Well, that's helpful because I do feel alone. It feel like I don't deserve to be a mom. I don't deserve my kids. I don't deserve a relationship. It's hard. So
Well, you do. It's, we learn, and we're all here to learn lessons. And thank you for being vulnerable and sharing with us, because it's valuable. Everyone's story is valuable, and the lessons you teach us. So thank you for sharing.
no, thank you for listening and for your advice and input. Thank you.
Well, real fast, because we went over time, but if you guys would say a nice affirmation about yourself, and then we'll close. So I'm gonna say, I am powerful. So make an I am statement.
I am serene.
I am capable.
I am learning.
Well, bless you guys and have a really great day. And I appreciate you for showing up for yourself. We'll see you next Monday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.